Okay, in our first video, what we talked about was the nature of breast implants and the fact that there's really no causal link with collagen vascular disease. I ask you to review that video if you haven't done so. Today we're going to talk about the presence of silicone, liquid silicone, in your body. A lot of times people say, well, is it safe? Is it okay? I see these celebrities again that have these really overinflated cheeks. This is crazy. It must be unsafe for me. Well, let me give you some of the legacy first about this. It's been around since the 1960s as a cosmetic injectable, and it is legal. That's an important thing in the United States for treatment, so long as it's performed by a qualified injector that is an MD, done with medical grade silicone, and done in such a fashion that it is described to you as being off-label. What does off-label mean? That means that it's FDA approved for use in the human body. It's actually FDA approved for use in the eyeball to help with retinal detachments. I'm using this as an off-label indication, meaning it's not on label for the for cosmetic lip enhancement, but it's actually done specifically in this case for cosmetic purposes, and that's obviously a relationship you have to have with a physician that you would trust to do that for you. So hopefully that discussion of off-label is clear to you. Let's focus about how much silicone are you actually getting in your body. What's really interesting to me, and this is what actually spurred it on, was Amina, who's my hair transplant coordinator, was cutting a graph. He goes, don't you like how these knives really cut so well through the tissue because of the silicone coating? What's really interesting is that everything's coated with silicone. For example, did you know that diabetics that have to inject themselves multiple times throughout the year actually in their bloodstream get 2 to 3 cc's, 2 to 3 milliliters of silicone in their bloodstream per year, which oftentimes is more than I put in the lips altogether. So that's important to understand that. Second of all, every needle, every IV catheter, every knife is coated with silicone. Don't believe me? Call the company. Okay? And so we're getting silicone all over the place. They did a study in cadavers, people that had passed on, that had never been injected with cosmetic silicone, and they just wanted to see how much through our daily existence would actually lead to how much silicone in their body. And they actually found in these biopsies in their immune system, in their lymph nodes, in their liver, there was multiple silicone little dots in there because we have silicone everywhere. It's in our food. It's in the air. If you're around the copier machine, there's silicone in the air as well. It's in our water supply in terms of what lines are pipe valves. It's in our hairsprays. We ingest it that way. So obviously we're not talking about massive doses of silicone in large quantities. That can be dangerous. We're talking about little micro droplets that we ingest almost every single day, either through the air, through our food, through the water, through our products that we use. Perfumes have it, medical devices have it. So, you know, here's the thing. I'm not here to preach to you that, oh, please come and have silicone. My goal is that when you do make a decision, you make an educated one. Unfortunately, oftentimes, the loudest voice usually wins. And my goal is to give you an egalitarian, you know, really a fair assessment of silicone so you see the other side. It is extremely technique dependent. It does depend on the quality of the product that's injected. Oftentimes what masquerades as silicone is actually wax or some other garbage, and oftentimes the injector that's doing it has no right to be doing it because they have no experience in doing it. As I said, I've trained with physicians who have done it close to 40 years. I myself have done it close to 5. And really you have to understand those elements in terms of it's very technique dependent and quality of the product. In addition, I wanted you to get this overview of understanding the basics of silicone that is really in your body already, in my opinion. And let's go ahead. In a moment, we're going to talk about a third topic, which is how do I use silicone clinically.